Community resilience and social media, remote and rural First Nations communities, social isolation and cultural preservation, Part 4. Community resilience, as discussed earlier, is an important focus of work and development for First Nations in Canada. Social networking sites are a potential tool that can support communities. This study explored the use of social networking sites by respondents in the Sioux Lookout area of Ontario, home to some of the most isolated First Nations communities in the country. The first relevant finding is that social networking sites are the most actively used ICT in this region, and most respondents use these sites on a daily basis. Secondly, is that social networking sites, along with other online tools, are frequently being used by community members to exchange information with not only members of their own communities, but other communities in the region and further afield. Again, the literature on community resilience suggests that social media fulfills the two core aspects of networking: bonding relationships within the same community and bridging relationships with members of other communities. Susan?
Sure. Okay. Thanks, Heather. So I think we can safely say that the inter-community linkages that are indicated by this study show that that social media sites are contributing to regional empowerment and influencing communities and social processes outside their home communities. An interesting finding, as Heather mentioned in one of the earlier segments, is the link between travel and social media use. And our finding supports the related research that frequent online communication can add to in person contact. Although it doesn't necessarily mean that one causes the other, it does suggest the possibility that the use of these social networking sites has created interconnected, dense networks with resources and information flowing in many directions, which can also contribute to social capital development in the region. Um, Another interesting finding that Heather reviewed is that most respondents, more than 4/5 of respondents to our online survey, use the internet or social media to celebrate and practice their culture. And that's a very important finding. In addition, the discussions that take place on social media sites about land based and traditional activities can strengthen cultural identity and contribute to developing community resilience. So, in conclusion, we do know that our study contributes further evidence to the growing body of literature on social media use by First Nations community members in Canada. Actually, there isn't, it is a growing body of literature, but there really isn't much. So, I
Yeah.
think that our study is a significant contribution. So, clearly, members of the First Nations communities in the Sioux Lookout Zone are frequent users of social media, as we say. And the discussion of the links between our findings and cultural resilience strongly suggests that this activity is contributing to all of these good things that we talked about earlier. We do come up from the study does suggest many avenues of further research, and one of the limitations of the study is that it was conducted only with KNET account holders. It was self-selected survey, so we can't generalize these findings to all community members in the Sioux Lookout region. But really, a wider survey, given the constraints and the isolation of these communities, it's unlikely that we could conduct a different kind of a survey. So this is the best data that we're going to get on this topic. Much more could be done, the survey findings suggest, to give First Nation community members the ability to turn social media into a stronger means for cultural sharing and potential aid for community resilience. And I think it would be really interesting to think about strategies that communities could develop for that. So we would like to just conclude this study by acknowledging again our research partner, Keewatin-Kokomakonic, who collaborated very closely with us on this study, including co-authoring the study. We would like to thank the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, or SSHRC, for providing ongoing funding for our study over the last 6 years, and I'm happy to announce they've just recently provided us with 5 more years of funding. You can access this paper and all the other papers from this ongoing project on our website. The URL is videocom.firstnation.ca. And once again, we'd like to thank the organizers for giving us a chance to present to you in this manner. And thanks very much from Fredericton, Canada.